Now check this out.
This is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Now, what is the alter ego you have for me?
Chaotic Chrissie.
And how did I get that? Is it because of the way that I generally live my life?
Yes, which is weird because, as we've mentioned, we've worked together for 8 years now, but it's only at the start of this year working so closely together, I realised how much you struggle at everyday life. And you sometimes don't quite get a grasp of things.
And yet, excelling in most areas.
Yeah, killing it. I'm Chrissie Swan.
I'm Chrissie Swan. Life is not linear.
But
so I've got every time. I mean, I know that you've only just realised that I'm a bit bonkers.
Yeah.
But I've known this about myself for a very long time.
Gotcha.
So it actually delights me when things happen when I'm away from you, which is very rare. And I go, Jack's going to love this. And hence the story I have about this lipstick.
Okay.
So you know I'm mad for these lipsticks.
Yeah, you've got heaps of them.
I want to do a plug now for them. They're Revlon Matte Balm.
Okay.
Our boss Sarah will be laughing at this because I've already given her a corridor sales pitch.
Yeah, you QVC Chrissie in the office with both our bosses, Sarah and Brendan.
They're so great. They're so great and I love them, right? And I wear them all the time. When you buy them, you know, they're brand new with a big peak. I've taken the lid off to show you. It's sort of like a chubby stick.
Yeah.
Remember chubby sticks from the 90s? It's a chubby sort of lipstick, which I also like. Anyway, I used it, and then it started to get down to the top of the sharpener.
So it wasn't going above the actual chubby stick.
Yeah, because it's like a thick pencil, right? And I'd used all the lipstick around it until there was none, and then you start to scratch your lips.
Right.
And I was like, oh, the one bad thing about this goddamn lipstick is that it doesn't come with a sharpener that fits.
So what would you sharpen? The actual plastic itself?
Yeah, you put it in and it sharpens off until it's shorter.
Okay.
So I go into Priceline and I'm looking around all the sharpeners and I'm trying to force them in through the packaging because I don't want to buy one.
Unless you know it's the right fit.
Unless I know it fits. Anyway, I try all these sharpeners and they don't fit. Then I go to the Revlon, area.
Yeah.
So I'm like, surely they would sell.
You'd think.
Yeah. Revlon, no, there's none that fit. So I leave disappointed. And then I'm walking through a different suburb, walking past Priceline, and I think, because all the stock is different. So I go in and I do the same thing again. And I cannot get, it's like Cinderella's shoe. I cannot get this lipstick to fit in any of the sharpeners. So that's 2 down. And I made the mistake of not asking for any assistance.
I was going to say, is it a bit embarrassing asking for assistance given your face is plastered over the whole store?
I am reticent to do so.
I would be too.
I am. Anyway, I stopped into a third one. And this one, I thought, this is ridiculous. In the meantime, I'd gone through all my sharpeners that I already have at home. None of them fit.
Yeah, okay.
And I thought, this is Ministry of Crap Design. It's a great lipstick, but you can only use it until you need to sharpen it.
Yeah.
I stop the girl that works at Priceline, and I say, look, I'm at the end of my tether. You can imagine the bonkers. I'm at the end of my tether. This is the best lipstick. I've bought it in 5 colours, but I don't want to use it because once it gets down to this level, I can't get any on my mouth and it scratches me. So I'm really giving it to her. She's really having at it,
Yeah.
Anyway, she takes it off me and she goes like this. She winds it from the bottom.
Stop, you hadn't.
And miraculously, the lipstick appears.
So embarrassed for you.
I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me whole. And then I went, Jack's going to love this.
Priceline have called and you are no longer their key ambassador.
The Chrissie Swan Show. The Chrissie Swan Show.
Been excited about this for a while, Jack, because you and I have known each other for years and years, but I don't think you've really experienced the full spectrum of my chaotic behaviour.
I probably met chaotic Chrissie in our 8th year of friendship.
And you've coined that phrase, chaotic Chrissie. You knew I was full of lady madness, but you weren't 100% sure quite how much, and you're learning.
Yes.
Welcome. Hopefully you're learning too at home in your cars, getting a little sneak peek. So here's my thing. I think 100% that there should be like a goodwill credit system for the use of cafe toilets and other stuff that's deemed customer use only.
So
right?
you're talking about if you're like walking down the street, you suddenly need to go.
Yes.
And you go in and you think you should be able to just use like a cafe's bathroom.
If I've been there a week earlier and haven't...
That's not how life works.
But this, I know this for sure. 13, 24, 10, by the way, if you agree with me. So on Sunday, I went for a walk with my 11-year-old and we went past a cafe that we go to often, right? And we didn't realise every other time we've been to this cafe that in the corner is like a pinball machine, free to use for customers.
Right.
Right. And we've never used it.
That's cool.
But we've eaten there before, right? Anyway, Kit goes, I want to have a go of this. And we were just walking past. And I said, yeah, you absolutely can, because we've eaten here in the last couple of weeks and we didn't use it. So we've got like a virtual token.
But don't you think Sally behind the register might not have been working a week ago when you were there? So she might go, hang on, like they're just coming in to play around.
Well, funny you mentioned that because Sally didn't know that we'd been there.
I bet she didn't.
Yeah, and Sally said, sorry, this is for customers only.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, oh, yeah, we were here last week. And she just looked at me like,
cool, hon.
Sorry, what? And I said, yeah, we were here last week and we didn't use it, so we're using it now. That makes perfect sense to me.
No, it doesn't. But you've got to put yourself in Sally's shoes. She imagine if everyone said that every time they came in. Or I can imagine a really annoying one would be people wanting to constantly use the bathroom, which I get when you're busting, but you've just got to buy something to then use that, because otherwise they just have a floodgate of people always coming in.
But see, this is another issue for me because, you know, I walk hours and hours a day, and usually I'm pretty good with budgeting my wheeze.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get caught out and I need to go to the toilet. And there's this cafe that I go to. If I'm in proximity, I know them and there's absolutely no issue. But the other day I was out and I'd bought a coffee from them a couple of weeks earlier and I said to them, can I cash in a toilet token? And they said, no, it's for customers only. And I said, yeah, but I am a customer, just not today. Because I'd had lots of coffee already.
That's like me breaking my arm and walking into a hospital being like, oh, I was born here, so don't charge me or put my details down, but can you fix it? Like, no, that's not how the world works.
I understand that, but I feel very strongly that it should. I feel like there should be some sort of goodwill credit system for when you haven't used the full amenities and you've been there. You should be able to use them later. Is it just me? I can tell by your face, Jack, it probably is just me.
I mean, in this studio it is.
Now check this out.
The Chrissie Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.